regularly scheduled city council meeting to order. If there's anyone who would need assistance to participate in this meeting, please let us know and we will try to accommodate you. We'll begin our meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, on to agenda item number 3, roll call.
Councilmember LaFever.
Here.
Councilmember Clark.
Here.
Councilmember Johnson.
Here.
Councilmember Fauch.
Here.
Councilmember Crum.
Here.
Mayor Edelman.
Present. Move on to agenda item number 4, approving the agenda. We will need to address agenda item number 10. Vicki, do you want to update on the status of that?
Had a problem getting into the street financial report. Our login had to be redone, our password had to be redone. Finally got into it this morning to submit it and got it all finished, and now it won't let me print. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to ask you guys to consider a special meeting.
That is an item that does require council approval and has a deadline on it, so we will have to have a special meeting in order to approve that. But we will need to remove that agenda
You
item.
know when you want to do this?
Probably have Vicki send out an email once she touches base with the state tomorrow morning. Hopefully very early this week, maybe Wednesday, Thursday, somewhere there. Okay. So does Mike, I think. Mike can't make it Thursday, so.
Oh, I get it. All right.
So, if there's no other discussion on that, I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda with the deletion of item number 10.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda minus item number 10.
I'll second it.
I have a first and a second. Councilmember LaFever?
Aye.
Councilmember Clark?
Aye.
Councilmember Johnson?
Aye.
Councilmember Crum?
Aye.
And Councilmember Fauch?
Aye.
You guys set? Did you change order or did I change order? Okay.
Thank you.
All right. On to agenda item number 5, approve the consent agenda, which would consist of the minutes of the 9/9/2013 regular city council meeting. It would set the date of Monday, the 7th October 2013 at 7 p.m. for the next meeting. Approve the claims register. Approve building permit for Kevin and Patty Wishney for a gas fireplace. Approve building permit for Dion Pitt for stone veneer to commercial building at Logan Superfoods. And approve building permit for Bill Kennard for a 30 by 30 foot concrete pad to be used for a tennis court. Kennard's address. Okay, he's doing himself, 218 South 3rd.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
I have a first and a second. Councilmember LaFever?
Aye.
Councilmember Clark?
Aye.
Councilmember Johnson?
Aye.
Councilmember Fauch?
Aye.
Councilmember Crum?
Aye.
Approved. On to agenda item number 6. It would be discussing the approval of the police chief and the search committee recommendation. Terry, would you like to handle this?
Well, this is to just update and bring a recommendation to the council on the police search committee's last few meetings. We began with 6 applicants. From that, we basically scored the applicants on 5 different criteria. The top 4 of those candidates were then put into a group. Each of us would take one and do a background check to see if they would be eligible to come in for an interview. Of those 4, 3 of them that we did do interviews for last Wednesday. Of those personal interviews, the committee does recommend that we bring to the council the name of Aaron Brenzel as the police chief from our committee. So with that, that may be the end of our committee.
And I guess with that, that moves us to agenda item number 7, which is discuss and approve resolution number 1321, a resolution to hire Aaron Brenzel as chief of police with wages set at $42,000 annually or $20.20 an hour. And this is the same amount at which the previous police chief began. A wage was required on the police chief website before it could be posted. The wages were commensurate with experience. And I will say, just an FYI for the council, that is the wage at which Aaron left when he was police chief here before. He's coming back for the same wage, so. Is there any discussion on this item? Entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 13-21, a resolution to hire Aaron Brenzel as chief of police with wages set at $42,000 annually or $20.20 an hour.
I second that.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Councilmember LaFever?
Abstain.
Councilmember Clark?
Aye.
Councilmember Johnson?
Aye.
Councilmember Fauch?
Aye.
And Councilmember Crum?
Aye.
Motion carries. Agenda item number 8, approve Class C beer and Sunday sales permit for Fuel and Shine. All paperwork has been complete.
I'll make a motion to approve Class C beer and Sunday sales permit for Fuel and Shine.
I'll second it.
I have a first and a second. Any further discussion? Councilmember LaFever?
Aye.
Councilmember Clark?
Aye.
Councilmember Johnson?
Aye.
Councilmember Fauch?
Aye.
And Councilmember Crum?
Aye.
So moved. Agenda item number 9, present and discuss code amendments for the City of Logan Animal Welfare Codes. Kathy Alvis with the Humane Society was going to present that to us.
I apologize for my attire. My day today does not allow me to change my clothing, so I do apologize for the way I appear today. I like to look a little more professional. The code amendments that I wanted to present to you is going to help us be able to deal with the neglected animals that we keep getting reports about. Logan's welfare codes, animal welfare codes, really did not, they were not very clear, and they weren't very defined as to what adequate food, water, and shelter were. So as you can see, I went through a number of different states, and I came up with these definitions. Even our own state definitions were not very extensive. And I think these, I even included adequate exercise. We have some animals that are chained on very short chains for months and months and never get exercise, so I even included that. The shelter, was pretty extensive. It has to be good enough shelter for heat and cold. so that the animal does not suffer in any way. The adequate space. You know, some animals are in a little bitty kennel, some are even in carriers, and they don't have enough room to even stand or turn around. We haven't come across a whole bunch of that right at the moment, but knowing how things go, I do not doubt at all that that will come up at some point in time. If we have this definition in our codes, we'll be able to deal with that. Adequate water, definitely adequate water has got to be a little more extensive. People will just throw out a bowl of water and think that an animal should be able to sustain for a couple of days. This actually goes into extent of to what adequate water really means, and when an animal should have water, the interval of time that it should have water. And then the animal warden. Animal warden was not something that was in our code. I did find this in our state code. An animal warden is actually going to be a person or persons within our humane society that is going to be able to enforce these definitions and these codes. We do not have to be animal control. Animal control is a totally different arena. They deal with wild animal, they deal with the dog fighting. They have to go through extensive training in order to become an animal control person. I actually did talk with an animal control officer last weekend, and he said absolutely, definitely an animal warden that is within their realm to go and evaluate neglect cases and use their city code to seize an animal if necessary. He did, although, say that one of the things that you might want to include in your administrative process, for lack of a better word, is to get with the county attorney and actually set up a warrant, so that if there is a very severe problem, all of your bases are covered. And usually most of your county attorneys will deal with you on that. They can set that up for you. And I know that our two officers that are in this town absolutely will help us with that. And then the actual code that I wanted to initiate is the process that the animal warden has to do once they do seize an animal. And that is making sure all of their information is down, that it is registered with the secretary, and we have all of those, any license, the name of the owner, if we know who that is, if they've paid their city license or not, if they've got their rabies shots, all of those things that will help us to keep an animal in our custody if it's such a dire situation that we do not want to see them return to their owner. So these are the definitions in the code that I think at this point in time for our community will help us to be able to make sure that any neglected animal is covered, and that we can continue to make sure that we are covered under the code, and we're not just going guns blazing and thinking that we can just go and start seizing animals right and left. We don't need to seize animals. We got enough in the shelter the way it is. But when people come to us, I am so tired of having to say, I'm sorry, there's nothing that we can do. Well, now there is something that we can do if we can get these definitions initiated into our code. And if Logan, you guys are always on the forefront with this. You're always ready to help us. And once I start here, I'm going to start with the rest of the counties. So we've got lots of horses that are neglected, nothing that anybody can do. So not that we want to get into the horses, but if that's what we have to do, we will. So just wanted to present that to you, and hopefully we can get these things into our codes to help us be able to solve some of these problems. So do you have any questions for me?
I think you answered one of my questions.
No.
These definitions.
No, you are first. You are always first.
And do you know how other communities enforce what they have as far as
There is no enforcement.
none whatsoever?
No. Sorry, there's nothing we can do. That's how they enforce it.
Have something like this? Well, I know they don't have anything, but animals at large or anything like that, what they do have on the books, do you know how they enforce like stray dogs or this or that? It's
Well,
not
I don't know.
licensed.
You really want me to say, but it's, if they're bothering you, shoot them. That's how it's enforced. Most of the people, if they have a stray come on their property, we do ask if they are containable. We ask that if they can contain them, to contain them for us, simply because we don't have the equipment to track down an animal, especially a feral animal. And most of our rural residents are very obliging to us. If the dog is containable, then they do, and until we can get out there to pick the animal up. But if it's something that's quite aggressive, then basically it's shoot it. So,
Are you going to propose as well that the animal warden is the Humane Society?
yes, because the Humane Society is the entity that is contracted with the city of Logan as in the 2080 agreement.
And that would be similar to other communities as you go out and get adoption or buy-in?
Yes, almost all of the cities within Harrison County and the county of Harrison County are signed with the 2080 agreement, so we are contracted with them. And that's all that's required for us to be an animal warden.
Any other questions, concerns, comments?
No, appreciate it. I'd like to talk to you a little bit more about this. Yeah, I'd like to have some
Great,
time to
that'd be awesome.
question you on a
Oh, yeah.
few of the items. But-
Be ready to sit down and take an hour, because once I get going,
Yeah. The code piece, as Mike mentioned, though, it obviously would only apply to the city, and you present something similar to the county, is that?
right.
Okay.
Yeah, and of course, it would have to be a little more extensive, because we would be dealing with horses and goats and,
Yeah.
you know, different kinds of animals, so.
And in the individual definitions would just be like appendix to the warden to define all these terms that,
Well, in the Logan definition, there is some definitions, but they're not very extensive.
They don't match this at all.
Right.
Okay.
I'd have to say this is probably definitely gonna be a process. To change the ordinance, we're gonna require first, second, and third reading, first of all. I think it might be a good idea to go through our codes to see how this fits. I know we've talked about making other changes with our animal ordinances.
Mhm.
So this may be more of a process than just an overnight fix. I don't know how the council feels about it, but.
I think the council at one point put in an amendment when we started our feral cat spay and neuter programs.
Okay.
And that amendment was to protect the city and the Humane Society in case of trapping a pet
Okay.
cat that should not have been trapped. So that was an amendment, and then it was approved by resolution. So I don't know if that would be the same process or not. But yeah, I mean, definitely you probably want your attorney to look at it just to make sure that I've got what I need to have in here. And I'm gonna take it to the county attorney also when I go to talk with her about the warrant process, just to make sure that she has a look at it and she can make any corrections that she thinks are necessary. So. Okay.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you for all your hard work on
Oh,
this.
you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for standing up with us. We appreciate it.
Is there any further discussion on agenda item number 10? If not, I guess we'll move on to agenda item number 11, the clerk's report. Do you have anything? No? You have nothing, and Vicki has. Okay, we'll just combine the clerk's and mayor's comments here. I think one thing that Skip mentioned before the meeting was we're still looking in, we're blessed to have that donation given, and we want to pursue improvements to the facilities and I know we started the list. We're going to try and move forward on that. I'm not sure how the council wants to move forward with that, if we want to form a committee or if we want to, I'm not sure, something to consider, maybe talk about throughout this week, maybe we could start moving that forward. And other than that, I don't have much. So I guess we'll just move on to citizens' questions and comments, if anybody has anything. Nothing? Well, it's a quick meeting tonight. If there's no further discussion, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second it.
I thought we were gonna have somebody fighting over it.
Well, Dennis told me last time, that was my.
Yeah, I told her that was her turn, so.
Well, I have a first and a second. Councilmember LaFever?
Aye.
Councilmember Clark?
Aye.
Councilmember Johnson?
Aye.
Councilmember Vouch?
Aye.
Councilmember Crum?
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you for coming.